What's up and welcome back to another video. Today we're building another fortress farm. It would be a wither skeleton farm, but it gets more than just wither skeletons and wither skulls. It can collect blaze rods and gold and weapons and pretty much anything that spawns in another fortress can get caught in this trap, and its items can be used in this farm. So before we get into it, if you're new here, if you haven't already, please go subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to reach 500 subscribers in 2025, and any help is greatly appreciated and helps me make this content better and more consistent. So thank you, and now that you've had a few seconds to click subscribe and like the video and leave me a comment saying great job, keep it up, love the video, make this farm next. Yeah, you've had plenty of time to do that now, so now we can get into the video. Okay, so the first thing we're going to want to do, obviously, is find another fortress. And then when you find one, you're going to want to find these little intersections, these little four-ways. And if you can find them over lava, that's going to be even better, because that means that's less spawn proofing you have to do. And that just makes everything a lot easier. So if you can find one over lava, that's great. If you can't, it'll still work. You just have more work to do. And then once you've got your intersections, we're going to come and we're going to break out a few blocks here just to separate our intersection from the rest of the fortress. And we're going to do that for each of these sections just like this. And if you get more than one intersection, you can build more than one farm. So multiple intersections is great, but again, not needed, not necessary. You just need the one, and then you need to separate it from the rest of the fortress. And then we're going to do a little spawn proofing on the other sections of the fortress that we separated. So we're going to place some slabs, or if you have a bucket, you can do lava. It's a little more dangerous, but it works just as good. You cover everything with lava, nothing can spawn here. So once you've done that with either or a mix, slabs, lava, whatever, and you can even slab off certain areas and then fill it with lava, like this. But yeah, once you've spawn proofed a good little distance around where your farm's gonna be, now we can start building the farm. So you're gonna go to the center of your intersection, and we're just gonna put a little marker block here and make sure that center, it's one block diagonal from each corner. And we're gonna go ahead and, since there's two of them here, we'll go ahead and do this side, one block diagonal from each corner right in the center. Should be looking something like this for right now. And then once we've marked off our center intersection blocks, we're going to come down and we're going to break out these little side walls right here and just flatten this whole thing out some. And if you get to sections where there are fences in the fortress, just break those out and replace those with the full block. And it should be looking something like this. And once you have all that done, a little flat section of Nether fortress, we've got our fences broke out and filled in with solid blocks. And now we're going to come back over here to our blocks that we marked out in the center, and we're going to replace that with a hopper. And now we're going to tunnel down to work on our collection system. So you're going to break down underneath this, and since we've built above a lava, we're going to have to make ourselves a little area to get to the collection system, a little safe tunnel. So we'll just go down underneath it, wall it off like this, tunnel back. We'll do 3 blocks high so that you can spawn proof the floors down here with slabs. And we'll have to build another little section. Again, you don't have to do it exactly like this if you don't want to. If you want to just risk it, just have a little tunnel ladder, trapdoor, you know, whatever. This is just the easy, safest way to make sure you don't mess up any of your spawn rates, or build a bridge, forget to tear it down, and then things get over there that shouldn't be over there. Things wander off in a way that they shouldn't wander off. So we just do this right here, and then actually we can break the two under the hopper because we're going to put a chest there. And then we just want to make sure that we cover up these gaps with bottom slabs so that nothing spawns in our separations, or the one little separation from where we made our tunnel out. And now that that's done, we're going to come down here and we're going to put a double chest right there. And then we're going to put a hopper on top of the double chest. We're going to place a rail on top of this hopper, and then a minecart hopper right there. Then we can break this hopper. And we're going to put a slab. We're going to fill this up, but we're going to start right there so the minecart doesn't come off the track. And then we're just going to fill this completely in till it's level. Then we're going to place a mud block above the minecart so that it can pick up the items easier. And that is the collection system complete. So now we're going to come around our mud block and we're going to place trapdoors on all four sides, just like this. And now we're going to want to get a minecart into the center of those trapdoors. And to do that, we're just going to place down a temporary block on top of the mud, place a rail, place a minecart, and then we'll break that, and then make sure the minecart gets centered inside the trapdoors nice and easy. And now we want to build up facing south, because we want a trapdoor over the top of the minecart. And you want the bottom of the T points to the south on the stone brick. So we're going to build up 2 blocks, and then not the top of the first block, but the bottom of the second block. And we're going to place 2 trapdoors because we want it to be right over our minecart. And we want to make sure that it opens to the south. That's why we used the stone bricks, to make sure that we're facing the south. And it should open up just like that. And now you can break this trapdoor and your temporary blocks. And once we've got that done, now it's time to work on the redstone system for this farm, which it's not a lot, it's not complicated. We're going to want to build up 1 block on top of our trapdoor, and then diagonal up by 1. So you got this, and then we're just going to bring this out like this, so that you've got 1 up and then a 4. And then the last thing we need to do is just put 1 more block right there. And it should look like this, right above the trapdoor, and then the 4, and the 1 out on the end. And now you're going to take some redstone dust, and we're going to place redstone dust just like this. So you've got 1 on the block above the trapdoor, and then 3 in this corner right above it. And now we're going to place a comparator, and we're going to make sure that we're facing the front of the farm, or the redstone dust. So place it the same way I'm facing, and make sure you click it once so that the light comes on. And then we're going to place a lever, and that's the redstone system. And now we're going to come back down here to our block right above the trapdoor, and we're going to put more trapdoors on each side of this. Make sure that they're like bottom slab trapdoors. They're placed on the bottom section of the block. And then we're going to take our trident. It helps to have impaling 5. It doesn't have to have impaling, but having impaling helps. And we're going to throw our trident right there into that trapdoor. And that is most of the trident killer section. So now we're going to come and we're going to place some slabs in these spots just like this. Out of my way, sir. So right in front of, to the left of our trapdoor, and then right in front of the trapdoor. And we're going to spiral all the way around like that. And then for the rest of the sections that we don't have, we're going to build 2 block high walls to completely block it off. We don't want them to be able to move around this farm without walking through the center where our minecart is. Get out of the way. Out of the way. In the minecart. Trapped one already. Yeah, so we're going to build 2 block high walls all the way around like this. Put slabs on top of them. And it should be looking like this when it's done. Well, we need one more little section here. All of these guys are in the way. So we'll do that, put our slab here. So it should be looking like this when it's done. Each right side has a little L, 2 blocks high with a slab on top. And once you have it looking like this, we're gonna come right up here to our first little corner of redstone dust, and we're gonna replace that block with a glass block actually. And then we can break all of the slabs that are in between the walls that we built. And now it is free for them to wander through and end up in the minecart, where our trident will turn them into items. So the last thing we want to do is come up here by our lever, and we're going to come back a couple of blocks, and then we're going to build up like 24 to 28 blocks up and build a little AFK spot. And once you've got an AFK spot and get a ladder, make sure you spawn proof any blocks you put down leading to it with some slabs. Makes yourself a ladder going up there, and also don't forget to spawn proof the top of the AFK spot. Making sure we do this just improves the rates for this farm, and you get even more out of it. And then once that's spawn proofed, the farm is complete. The only thing to do is just place a couple of more ladders so you can get up to your AFK spot, and the farm's ready to go. If you want to, just as an extra measure of safety and spawn proofing, you can place some torches around your spawn proofed areas where you don't want things to spawn, and also in the tunnel to the collection system. And the farm's done. So you just flip the lever. If you have a looting sword, get your looting sword out and just come hang out in the AFK spot for a little while, and you'll collect all kinds of good nether mob drops. So that's exactly what I'll do. I'll hang out up here for a minute and just let the farm run and see what all we can collect. I'm not gonna stand up here too long though, because I got other things to do. But we'll stand up here for a couple of minutes and see what we get out of this. And that's feeling like a good amount of time, like 5 minutes. And this is what, well, I guess aside from the rails, I just didn't clean those out after building it, but everything else is what we got after like 5 or 6 minutes of just standing AFK there. We got 1 wither skull, some gold nuggets, some gold bars, some bones, coal, blaze rods, everything you could need and some things that you don't. So yeah, that has been the Nether Fortress farm. I hope you enjoy it. Hope you find it usable, helpful, all that good stuff. I would find it helpful if you could subscribe to my channel, leave a like on the video, leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Any farms you'd like to see me make next, anything like that, it's much appreciated. Anything helps. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one. So see you next time. Have a day. And that's it for this video. That's it for the farm. That's all you have to do. And thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. If you haven't already, please go subscribe, like the video, leave me a comment. Let me know what you'd like to see me make next. What other farms I can make, or anything, really. If you want to see me do some kind of cool build or something. Just whatever, let me know. And yeah, now that I've given you some more time to do that, I'll see you in the next one.